Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and in today's video, I want to make a video on patch 8.1.5 and all the different updates that will be coming into this brand new patch. There's a lot of awesome updates being added into the brand new patch, and you guys can download it right now on PTR so you can test out one of the more exciting parts, the cool TIRANS as well as the ZANDALARI. But 8.1.5 brings a lot more to the table. So in this video, we're going to take a look at every single thing that 8.1 is planned to bring. And I'm probably going to make more updates on patch 8.1.5, primarily when it comes to class changes. A 0.5 patch back in Legion was always the patch that had some insane class overhauls. So I want to be here covering those class changes whenever they happen, whether they're major or whether they are minor. Also, last thing to mention, as for the date when patch 8.1.5 is going to come out, that is kind of up in the air right now. It just hit the PTR, but I heard a few values, a few different numbers and speculations. One of them I saw on WoW had something about February, maybe February 20th or 25th or 28th. So we're not going to see this patch 8.1.5 for quite a bit of time. We are going to have some things to hold us off before that, but just to give you a rough estimate, we're probably not going to see this for at least 2 months from now. Now, the patch 8.1 and 8.1.5 are looking very similar, as 0.5 is just an addition to 0.1. So, what is happening in patch 8.1 that is not happening for 8.1.5? As of January 22nd, it is still going to be patch 8.1. January 22nd will bring a new raid, new PvP season, as well as a new Mythic Plus season, as well as more gear catch-up mechanisms. So, all that is going to be part of patch 8.1. All this stuff from here on out is going to be 8.1.5, which are minor and major updates as kind of like a prelude to 8.2, which is another exciting patch and major content patch for World of Warcraft. One of the exciting parts of patch 8.1.5 is going to be the portal rooms, which is kind of weird because we always had portal rooms in other areas. We had a portal room back in Pandaria, we have a mini portal room in BRAWLER'S as well as Outlaw. But we're going to have a portal room for both factions in their capital cities. This is kind of cool to add a little bit more infrastructure to both sides. The Alliance one looks gorgeous. It's an extra elongated room where the Mage portal would be. You go through the brand new portal in the Mage Tower, and it takes you to this secret room somewhere in the game. And it definitely looks a little bit too big for the actual tippy top part of the Mage Tower. So it takes you somewhere special, somewhere hidden from the eye. The room itself looks amazing. You have this Alliance architecture. The portals themselves look great and looks pretty spacious. On a contrast, the Horde one kind of looks like a hidey hole on the side. It's a little bit more cramped, but it's a little bit more functional. There's just a circular room where you can see all the portals just fine, and you can get from A to B very quickly, while with Alliance you have to run a bit of a distance. So it is going to be a difference of aesthetic. The Horde one looks a little bit more cramped, a little bit more functional, but the Alliance looks a little bit more open, a little bit more royal. So you guys will be able to utilize new portal rooms to get around the game. Next, we have the cool TIRANS and the ZANDALARI models, as well as their heritage armor. We saw a little bit of what that heritage armor is going to look, but we always saw the janky version of the actual outfits. Now you can actually go on Wowhead to see exactly what the heritage armor is going to look like on a ZANDALARI character, male or female, as well as cool TIRANS, with all the 3D emphasized elements. So now if you want to take a look at your character, see what would you will look like with heritage armor, maybe that might help you guys decide whether you want to go cool TIRAN or ZANDALARI for your main in the future. Next, we have a big one called NAGA invasions, but when you take a look at PTR right now, there's nothing going on with those invasions. It's supposed to be one of the bigger stuff to set you up for patch 8.2, the whole NAGA-based patch with the NAGA raid, and they'll go into Najatar, which will be a whole Nagism. I don't want to spoil too much, but NAGA invasions are supposed to be coming in patch 8.1.5. I got to test one out. It just seems like an extra world quest that can be done in a raid, so I guess you can get a whole bunch of people together and just obliterate all the Naga, just comb through the place. But the rewards when it comes to it, there's just nothing extra right now. I'm expecting there's going to be more added in the future. Next, we get to see cool TIRAN totems. We get to see what those look like, and everybody were expecting a bunch of anchors with a little bit of a fire effect, earth effect, wind effect, water effect based on the element, but instead it's like a goblet with an anchor on the front of it with like a spike or like a blade at the bottom to sink it to the ground. I really like the way it looks. I like the originality and overall fits for the race. Next we have ZANDALARI, Paladin, Direhorn, Mount. In World of Warcraft, every race that can be a Paladin gets a racial specific mount for their Paladin race. And for the ZANDALARI, it's going to be none better than a dinosaur with gold-plated armor. Absolutely looks amazing, and if you guys weren't inspired to make a ZANDALARI Paladin, I think this might help convince you. They have also paid tribute to the recent passing of STANLEY by immortalizing him in World of Warcraft. You can actually see STANLEY walking around the grounds of Stormwind and the Stormwind Castle with his signature catchphrase of Excelsior. I think the best part of this though is they finally made an NPC in the game that's not like one of those questing NPCs that when they're walking faster than your walk speed but slower than your run speed, so you can actually take a stroll with STANLEY and pay homage to this great man that we just had pass in 2018. ARATHI and WARSONG battlegrounds are getting a facelift. I covered this in a previous video before, but if you take a look at ARATHI and WARSONG in patch 8.1.5, you'll see that they're a little bit more high res. Blizzard was trying to make them geographically the same, so without adding any extra hills or changing the aspects of how the battleground plays, they do want to add new buildings and overhaul a little bit some of the visual parts of a battleground without changing its functionality or I guess its playability. You should still be able to rush from, let's say, farm to lumber mill from the horde side in exactly the same time as you did with the original battleground, so that shouldn't change at all. The distance shouldn't be any further, any shorter, but it should overall give you a new feel for the battleground. In patch 8.1, Blizzard is adding more items that are called Tools of the Trade, which are special tools that you can craft yourself as, let's say, a max level blacksmith or a max level engineer, enchanter, and those items will have an extra interesting effect. For example, blacksmithing will give you a Kazgorian hammer that has an extra effect that's 1 hour long, allows the user to repair a piece of their equipment instantly, 1 hour cooldown. So being a blacksmith, you know, you're handy with a hammer, handy with repairs, for example. This will allow you to save an extra buck instead of always having to repair your gear at a vendor where you can just repair it yourself every 1 hour. So Blizzard went and added a whole bunch of these items. I'll have a link down below because I'm not a profession guy, but if you guys are interested, feel free to look at Tools of the Trade somewhere down in the description for a link. Brawler's Guild got an update with a brand new mod, so if you guys forgot about Brawler's Guild or if you're interested for some single player PvE, almost Mage Tower like experience against some powerful bosses, I feel like checking out Brawler's Guild in patch 8.1.5 is going to be a good idea as you'll have a lot more rewards to earn. Blizzard also took the time to update a lot of the areas on your maps. The recent one that you will notice in patch 8.5, if you log on in PTR, will be Northwind maps. They're a little bit more high def looking, the colors might have got changed a little bit, but Blizzard is trying to re-up their visuals for a lot of the minor things in World of Warcraft, and the maps, I guess, is one of the small tidbits they're adding in patch 8.1.5. And finally, Blizzard added the Darkmoon roller coaster to the Darkmoon Fair. The roller coaster doesn't have any special properties. It is not like the carousel that gives you a 10% AXP buff or anything like that. It's simply just a roller coaster for you guys to ride on. It has a pretty cool, I guess, camera view from the first person. But that's something for people to do if the Darkmoon Fair is up and you feel like doing something casually. Take a ride on a roller coaster, I guess. And that is everything that's coming out for patch 8.1.5 in terms of basic content. It's going to be some minor stuff right now, and we're probably going to see a lot more in the future. So I'll be sure to update a video with some of the more stuff coming out for patch 8.1.5 as the patch comes out. I'm pretty sure Blizzard doesn't have everything revealed to us just yet, but this is everything that we have so far. And again, of course, I will definitely go back and make a whole nother video on any major updates coming in with a brand new patch 8.1.5. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll make a video on any class changes as soon as we have some notable ones. Blizzard is starting to release them little by little, but it really is like an IV drop. It's really just drip drop information. We're waiting for the big floodgates to be unleashed to cover some of the major class differences coming in the future patch. Until then, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see all of you guys in another one.